Now then, on the LegacyRetirementGroup.com phone line, let's go to the Swamp and check in with our guy, one of the good guys there. It's Congressman Mike Carey, Ohio's 15th District. Michael, good morning. How are you, sir?
Well, I'm great. If anybody has a chance to come out, the cherry blossoms are out in full force, and every year that happens, my allergies really start acting up. So everybody comes to town to look at the cherry blossoms, and I just want them. I want them to stop blooming because it really messes me up.
It's funny you bring that up, Congressman. We've got an allergy doctor on later in the morning to talk about this season, and it's my understanding this season's going to be pretty gnarly when it comes to pollen and allergies. So I feel for you, brother. I really do.
Well, I appreciate that.
You were on spring break last week. I'm surprised you didn't go anywhere sunny and warm, but you were in town and you were working in your district last week.
I tell you, that's the one thing people when we go out into the district and we call them in district work period weeks, right? So, we have usually about maybe 100, 200 requests from different organizations, different people, different community groups, veterans groups. We did a community action. I got to read a couple stories to some youth groups and talked about, and obviously we're in the middle of this tax bill, which is a very big deal, TCJA reauthorization. So meeting with all the folks that are, concerned about, what are the tax provisions going to look like? What are the trade provisions going to look like? All of those things. And I'll tell you, when you only know you have a week, right? You got to try to squeeze in everything. And boy, I think our district team does a great job. And I will tell you, I think anybody that has worked with our district team, they will tell you they do a phenomenal job. But boy, they have so many requests, and we try to get as many as we could while we were there.
Yeah, good. I don't know how you guys deal with all of that, but it is quite remarkable, and good for you for getting back and out and pressing the flesh and meeting people in the district and listening to their wants and needs and concerns. Speaking with Congressman Mike Carey, Ohio's 15th District. So government shutdown was averted a couple of weeks ago, and we've got some momentum now. And how about keeping the 2017 tax cuts and the Jobs Act permanent? That's for a lot of folks. That is square one. I mean, go ahead.
That's really the key. I mean, that's what we have been focused on. I mean, Ways and Means, and then they put me on budget about 5 weeks ago. So we got the parameters, and that's the one thing people need to understand, the parameters of the budget. Now, take the CR out of it, but the budget just said, again, we're going to spend $4.5 trillion, and we're going to cut $1.5 trillion. And when you think about that, the most we've ever cut in the history of this country was back in the early mid-2000s, and we cut about $400 billion. But we're setting out that we're going to try to cut $1.5 trillion. Now, I don't know whether, the president's, we got to figure out what that number is. The president's been very clear. We've been very clear. We're not cutting Social Security. We're not cutting Medicare, Medicaid. That's not on the table. But there are a lot of things, and this is, what DOJ has done. They found a lot of things that we can scale back. But making this tax cut permanent is something that is a priority for the president. He's outlined that he doesn't want to tax tips. He doesn't want to tax overtime. Obviously, he's been very clear about Social Security, how he doesn't want to tax Social Security. We can't do that in the reconciliation package, but this is something that we've got to get done now. We'll have a meeting on this with the Ways and Means Committee on Thursday. When we come back next week, we'll have another series of meetings on getting this tax package done.
Good, because I think I speak for everybody listening. We want to keep those 2017 tax cuts. I want to keep more of my paycheck and send less to you guys in Washington.
Hey, listen, if we don't get it done, and this is the key, if we do not get this job done, America would be facing the largest tax increase in our history. So this is something that, serious people have to work, hard on and to get it done. And we have a very slim majority. We're going to have to do everything we can to make sure we have everybody on the same page. But I think we're going to get it done, and we'll get it done. We're going to be working on it through this week and next.
Congressman, I do want to get with you here in a minute and talk about this telephone town hall meeting you got coming up. It's pretty cool. But I'm sure you're up to speed on, we just had this story in our news, Speaker Johnson talking about eliminating federal courts. We know that there's an ongoing, I'll call it a battle between the Trump administration and some of these extreme liberal Trump-hating judges who allow their bias and emotion to leak into some of their decisions and some of these federal injunctions. And I didn't know this. I learned this on this very show this morning, that Congress can act. It is under your purview to eliminate federal courts.
I heard something about this late last night from the Speaker's office, and we'll have a meeting today kind of discussing the details of it. But, I think we got to see exactly what the Speaker said, right? And what's the direction? I mean, the Speaker has a lot of priorities right now. And I think the key to the American people, the Speaker has the responsibility, is what you and I just talked about, to focus on getting this tax package done. There's a lot of people right now that are really concerned about some of the tariffs. So I think these are some of the other issues that are out there. I mean, but again, I mean, the Speaker he is a constitutional lawyer. He knows the law better than anybody. He really does. So I'll have to see what he says, or what he officially said, to really make comment on it. But I heard that rumor last night that they're going to come out. Yeah,
it's starting to break a little bit on some of the sites, and it's not unprecedented. It's apparently it's happened before, where Congress votes to eliminate certain circuit courts and federal courts. So it's happened before. It's under your purview in Congress, and we'll see what happens. And
hey, listen, we had a tough enough time trying to keep the government open with just a couple votes. I can imagine what that battle would be like on the floor of the House.
Yeah, have fun with that one, Congressman Mike Carey, Ohio's 15th district. So you got something cool happening. You got a telephone town hall meeting from your office. It's next week. It's Tuesday the 1st. What's that all about? Who's the town hall meeting with, and what do you hope to accomplish?
Well, it's what time is it? Like 7:10. I'm the only one in the office right now, so I need to ask the team this. But I think we've done this every quarter, and it's a way that and we're going to put out the details on X. We'll put it on Facebook, and everybody will have the ability to call in. But this is a way that we can get to thousands of people. Because that's the one thing that when you have these teletown halls, you're able to reach out. We do a phone bank that we send out the call-in number, the information to people. It's a really good opportunity for people to ask questions. I mean, that's really what it is. And it's, I will be here in D.C., so the same phone that I'm talking to you from will be the same phone that I'm, doing the teletown hall from. But it'll be a way for them to ask questions, because there are a lot of questions. People are, they're getting different sides of stories. They're hearing that, this is going to happen and that's going to be happening. And the bottom line is they need to hear from the people that are in the room making these decisions that, hey, listen, what you're hearing is not all true. Surprise, surprise. Mainstream media is not telling you all the right answers. And so I think that's what we're going to do, and we'll have staff on the call, and there's a way. It's really a great message. If you want to, if you have an issue, there's a way you can press on the button, and our team, both in the district and here in D.C., because, again, I really can't compliment our team any more than I can, because we have a tremendous group of folks that work on behalf of the 15th District. To me, they're the best in the nation, and they'll be on the call with me if somebody has a question or somebody has a concern to make sure that we can get it answered.